Hi guys, welcome to Watkins Way. Guess what today is? Today is Thanksgiving. It's about 6:30 in the morning. I'm just having my first cup of coffee. And we got a lot of food to make today, but the thing that we're gonna make right now is stuffing. But what is it? Is it stuffing or dressing? If it's stuffing, it goes into the bird. If it's dressing, we're gonna put it in a 9x13 casserole dish. So what we do the night before, when my girls were little, 5, 6, 7 years old, even my granddaughters today, the night before we would go to the store and buy the cheapest loaf of white bread that we could find. Then they would open it up and they would set it out overnight so it could dry out. And you know how little kids, they always want to help out when they're in the kitchen. So I said, yeah, come on in. The next morning, they come in here, they sit down, I give them a bowl and I tell them, okay, take this bread and cut it up and just break it up in little pieces. And while they're doing that, that'd free me up for an hour. And I could cut up my celery, which is gonna be part of the ingredients. I got a medium onion, it's gonna be part of the ingredients. I got Jimmy Dean sage sausage. So while they're happy, they're helping out. So while they're doing this, I got plenty of time to cut up my celery. And we're gonna use about a cup of celery. And then we're gonna use, I just bought a medium onion and cut up enough of this onion just to make it where it works out to be about a cup. Okay, now we got our 1 cup of onions, 1 cup of celery. And I'm gonna saute this a little bit, just soften it up. So when you put it in the oven to bake it in the casserole dish, you don't want it crunchy on dressing. I mean, I guess it'd be okay, but I do it this way. Then I got over here, I got my Jimmy Dean sausage. So I got the Jimmy Dean sage sausage. I mean, you could use just the spice, buy the spices of sage and add it to the stuffing, but I like it better. And you don't have to use sausage. I mean, people use, a lot of different things. I've seen stuffing where they put apples in it. I've seen stuffing where they put oysters in it. Different things. I like the sausage. It gives it a good flavor, and especially the Jimmy Dean sage. So we got that going. Yeah. All right, we just sauteed our onions and celery in a stick of butter. We got our Jimmy Dean sausage over here, the sage. Got to have sage sausage. But I got one question for you. Is it dressing or is it stuffing? On Thanksgiving morning, when my kids with 7 or 8 years old would come out, and they would pull the bread, they'd use a whole loaf of bread, pull it apart for our stuffing. Now it's my turn to put this together. So what I got over here is I got my Jimmy Dean sausage in a cast iron skillet, and I'm just gonna dump the sausage in. And then I'm gonna go get my celery and my onion. A stick of butter I use to saute the onions and the celery. So we're gonna put this in here. It's very, very simple. Just a few little vegetables, some sausage, some day-old bread that we bought for like 59 cents for the loaf. We gotta have liquid. So we're gonna use chicken broth. And I'm just gonna open this up. So we're just gonna add the chicken broth to this. All right, now what we're gonna do is just mix this together. Now we're just about ready to put this in our casserole dish. We've got it all mixed up pretty good, so I'm gonna see if I can pour this out into the 9x13 casserole dish. Plenty of sausage. This should be perfect stuffing or dressing. All right, now we're ready to put this in the oven, but what I want to do, we're going to cook it at 350 degrees for 30 minutes, but for 20 minutes, I want to keep this moist. So the reason for the foil is to keep it moist. And I'm going to put it in the oven for 20 minutes, and I'm going to take it out and take the foil off. And then I got another surprise for you. You won't believe this, but I'll show you. I'm going to put it in here. All right, our 20 minutes is up, so let's grab our stuffing out of the oven here, and I'm going to bring it over here. Remember, we put the foil on here so we could keep it moist. So I'm going to take the foil off if I don't burn myself. All right, now what we're going to do the Watkins way. And the Watkins way always has butter. So now we're going to put some butter on it, and we're going to put it back in the oven at 350 degrees for about 10 minutes just to melt this butter. That's the Watkins way. Okay, our 10 minutes is up, so we're going to take our stuffing out of the oven. All right, yeah, that looks pretty good. Get it out here, leave the oven door. We got our butter melting. Here we go. The question is it stuffing or is it dressing? You decide.